Y'all have been asking non-stop, thousands of messages, but we're not there yet, okay? We're not there yet. Let's start off, right? The way they have been moving these past 2 seasons, right? Season 6, I'm not doing the me. The way they have been moving the past 2 seasons was phenomenal. They started immediately straight into it. I have no idea what they were trying to do in season 5, if that was really necessary, that first tournament, because if I'm being honest, I completely, like, not really skipped it, but I kind of skimmed through that whole first time what they did in season 5, and then until they got to the end where it really got good, and then in season 6, they just started off, like, going crazy. But yeah, now I'm really enjoying the way they're doing this, because they have done such a good job of introducing every single character, right? And then, like, developing them to a point where, okay, you're kind of interested in them, except for Mineta, because I hate that. Basically, once you get to this point in season 7, you already know, oh, okay, this dude is about to pull up, is about to get good. Let me see what he's doing right now. Let me see what she's doing right there. Okay, what are they doing? It's good. And season 7 starts off, they introduce another character. Bro, My Hero Academia, bro. Let me give y'all props, because there's not a lot of shows where they can introduce new characters and write them so good in such a short amount of time. Because if you don't know, my favorite anime, I gotta slow down. My favorite anime of all time, it's probably Naruto, until I probably watch others. I don't know, we'll see. But it's Naruto, and one major flaw about Naruto is at the end it kind of became the Naruto and Sasuke show, which is cool, but the other characters could have been fleshed out more. Now we have Rock Lee, we have Neji, we have Hinata, we have Shikamaru, and everybody else. They get their shine, right? You know, a couple of times, but bro, for 700 episodes, I'm expecting to see way more like development. I don't know how to compare it to My Hero, because the characters, I already feel like, oh, okay, I know what you went through. Like, I don't know, maybe it's because they're not as deeply written as they are in Naruto, but I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but I just genuinely feel like in Naruto they could have done so much more with these characters, bro. But it's fine. This is a My Hero video. We're giving you your flowers because you've been doing good with these characters. Speaking of new characters, right? Let's get to that. Star. We get to know her. She grew up in, I think, America, right? And then she was an All Might fan. She became a hero, and then boom, like she's fighting Shigaraki. Did I skip a couple episodes? Because how are we here already? I want you to know, like, before, when we were watching My Hero, it would take at least 10 episodes to get to the fights. And quote unquote, that was actually my biggest critique in previous My Hero seasons. People were calling the All for One and One for All, I guess All Might, right? The fight in season 3, they were calling that one of the best fights ever. I'm like, where's the fight? They're talking. For the majority, they're just talking. And that's fine, right? It's a huge moment. We can say it's a good moment, but the fight itself wasn't really like it was like later. Like, now we're really fighting. We're still talking, but we're actually, we're fighting. And that's what Star was doing. I was like, hold on, she's dope, bro. I really wanted her to stick around, and then they killed her off in 2 episodes. I'm like, damn, bro. And I realized I just met this character in 1 episode ago, and I'm already caring about her, bro. How did they do that? How? I was so, like, she was fighting for it, bro. It was such a good start to the season. Now after that finished, right? I thought, okay, probably gonna get like a downside, like that's how My Hero does. Like after a huge moment, like any other anime, for example, right? That's how they do. It's like, okay, let's calm down a little bit. Let's prepare for the big fight that's probably gonna come up. No, immediately. And then this part right here was a bit interesting. I don't really know how I feel about that, because the dude that shoots the belly, but I forgot his name, bro. The dude with the blonde hair, and then like he's always throwing up. He's a traitor apparently, and then I felt like I was a little bit shocked because I did not see that coming out of nowhere. That was literally out of nowhere, like, oh sh. Then everybody finds out that he's a traitor, and then they kind of convince him in the same episode that we found out that he's a traitor, that he's actually a good guy again. And then it's like, okay, well, that was weird. Like the shock factor didn't really last that long. In the same episode though, like you can give him like 2 more episodes to like maybe like battle in his mind a little bit, and then his parents are there too. He calls up All for One like, yo, I got him. Let's do it. I think he was like, hey, I got Deku and stuff like that. Let us go. They immediately go straight into it. Like I didn't expect that. They bait everybody out, Shigaraki and stuff. Shigaraki is strong as fuck. I don't know how he got this strong. It doesn't matter, I guess. Let's go with it, right? But the way they did it, bro, Aizawa, like his quirk was on the entire time. Somebody provided him with the water, and then basically they're just taking away his quirk. So like, he's at a disadvantage, and then they have this cage. It's a good plan. The thing is about this season, what they did pretty well is it's not just one fight. It's multiple things going on at once. Dabi was going crazy this season, and even last one, obviously, when we got the reveal that he is the brother, basically, right? But to me, bro, Endeavor, bro, he deserved all that shit, bro, in my opinion. But did you guys see what he was doing to his family, bro? And then they wanted me to cheer for him the last couple of seasons. No. You gotta like make up to them for their family. And it's so weird to me. Every time we get like a flashback of Endeavor, he's like, oh, I can't believe I did that to my family. And then they always just show flashbacks of him mistreating his sons, but never the wife. I'm like, bro, she got it the worst. You were beating her up. You were like doing this, that, and the third. Like, bro, it was crazy. I feel like now I can kind of like root for him a little bit, because at the end, basically, I'm jumping all over the place, I know, but at the end, he kind of got his moment where it's like, okay, I can sit down, everybody's here, I apologize thoroughly, I mean, look at him, and then it was a really good moment, because Dabi was fighting Todoroki. Let me switch back to the start. That's how we do. We jump back and forth. But this is a good fight. I like this. Todoroki getting... I remember when back in season 2, everybody was talking about Todoroki being such a bland character, bro. What about this? This was so good. This was good development for both of them, bro. Todoroki being like, okay, now I gotta do this like for the family and stuff like that. And then Dabi's obviously just all for revenge because fuck Endeavor, right? At that point, everything is beautifully animated. There's no complaints about me for nothing whatsoever. Todoroki does his thing. I'm thinking he's gone, right? I'm thinking he defeated Dabi. Makes sense. Todoroki's on another level. He had like this whole X on his chest. I was like, what is that? It's a new move. He got it. I'm so glad he did that. Meanwhile, Endeavor's fighting All For One. And then I realized, right, while Endeavor was fighting All For One, he had this ugly ass mask on. I always thought it was so funny that he was looking like a thumb, basically. But I always thought like they really captured All For One and then arrested him. What would have happened if All For One would have died in season 3? Would All For One even cause all this? Like, bro, y'all had him. Oh yeah, they had the whole plan, by the way, with the portals. I didn't even mention that. With the whole portals trying to get Deku with Shigaraki. I respect that though. I respect they're not trying to hide him like from Shigaraki because that's like what he... That's like, you know, we know that's a big finale, but, you know, they build up to it pretty good. But then, you know, there's Toga, right? Toga's the girl. She basically yanks him out of the portal and basically kind of messes up everything. Toga and them, they had to settle the differences. And of course, Uravity, you know, Ochako, right? She follows them with, and I like that. That's good. It's good. Everything's good so far. And that's what I mean, bro. We got like 3 fights going on at once. So now you're like, okay, well, who's Shigaraki fighting? He's fighting Bakugo, the genius dude, and then the Lemillion. Lemillion. What was that, bro? Bro, when he pulled up, I was like, okay, we have not seen you fight like that since season 4. I'm expecting something. Now, you probably know what scene I'm referencing to, right? Like, but what was that? He couldn't think about anything else. He did that. They animated that so like, whatever. Anyway, right? So Endeavor fights All For One. At this point, it's like, okay, I don't really care about Endeavor like that. This was prior to him and Dabi having that moment at the end, which was so good. So at that point, I'm like, I don't really care. Hawks is cool. He's alright. And then Earphone Jack pulls out. That's what I mean. Like, that's how you incorporate the other side characters. Naruto, you mother. Like, what is Earphone Jack realistically going to do to All For One, right? Nothing. But then you team her up with the Dark Shadow dude, and then with Hawks and Ed. Like, that's fire, bro. That's good as hell, bro. And then she actually did little bit of damage before she got knocked off and like that. That's good. While Hawks and Endeavor were fighting All For One, they finally get to crack his mask. You know, we finally get to see what he looks like. And he looks like somebody from Seven Deadly Sins. I don't know who, but he basically gets younger. It's probably just plot, if I'm being honest, but we'll take it. Like, it's good cap. Of course, you know, Midoriya, he finally escapes Toga, right? Uravity, she's still with her. I did like this at first, right? They have been like bantering back and forth since like the season 3, where Uravity and Toga has been kind of going back and forth. I like this moment right here. Just like, let's settle this right here. That's good. Deku basically goes on this long ass flight that takes forever to get there, right? I didn't know how far he was away from them because he was gone for like 4 episodes. And meanwhile, Bakugo was putting up numbers against Shigaraki. And he was trying, but he was trying his best. His development is pretty interesting. It was more like, usually when we see like anime developments, it's like, it's more vocal. Like we kind of see it in his thoughts way more. I feel like in My Hero, we didn't really get to see too much of it, but we got to see enough of it where we can understand where he's coming from. He's like, nah, I'm trying to be like this, like All Might and stuff like that. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And you kind of see it. You can see it right here, bro. The way he was fighting. At the end, he was literally crying to like produce, I think, more sweat. I think that's what he was trying to do. Cause Gene, he was looking at him like, bro, you done enough. And then he charged up his final attack. Boom. And then Shigaraki, he kills him, bro. He's dead. I said, no way. They killed off Bakugo right here without Deku being there. All right. I appreciate it because we need some type of stakes. Because right now I'm not really scared about no main characters dying, if I'm being honest. And I was right because the ninja guy, like he's healing him, right? From being dead somehow, right? Is that good cap? I don't know. Maybe. We'll let it rock. Whatever. Let's get to Dabi. This dude Dabi. Like, he's burnt. He's literally burning himself alive. He's like, nah, I gotta finish this mission. I don't really care. I want to kill Todoroki first and then give him to Endeavor. That was his original plan. To be like, yo, look what you have caused. And bro, Dabi got hold, bro. Dabi really got hold in the way his upbringing, bro. He got a dumbass father and like his other siblings, they couldn't do anything about it. He really wanted his dad's attention so much. Like, he wanted to make him realize, like, look what you have done to us. Like, this is because of you. And he's actually right. You don't just neglect or like abuse your family like this and expect no consequences. And then this dude Endeavor had a sudden switch because it's fine. Like right now he's good. He's good because, you know, all this stuff got settled. This is really what I wanted to see before I could really start to root for Endeavor, because before it was like, oh, I apologize. Like, you just have this sudden switch. Like, I'm supposed to forget everything you did. Dabi's like, okay, well at this point I don't got much time left. I might as well just kill Endeavor then, right? Boom, goes up to him. And then like, bro, it was crazy. because the whole family pulled up. I was like, this is good. This is emotional. This is a good emotional moment. This has been building up for the past couple of seasons. The thing is about Endeavor, I think he says something like, bro, no, I'm listening to you. Like, he's finally giving him that attention, but he's burning alive, bro. He's literally burning. And it took that long for you to notice him. That's crazy, bro. That's good writing, bro. That's really good writing. And then Todoroki pulls up from behind, like, and then he just ices the whole thing. It was so good. Shout out to the dude that looks like me with the turbo jets. He's been in the background since like the whole stain incident, but he was putting in work, right? Like they were combining the heat from his turbo thing and then with the ice, we're cooking. This is how you combine. This is how you do powers, bro. That's how you utilize the powers that you introduce, bro. I love when shows can do this, bro. It never really feels like the abilities that you have showed me are wasted, which maybe like other shows can. And then like Dabi's, like everybody's on the floor, right? Like the mother is trying to like ice it as well, and that's such a like metaphor too. Like she's trying to like cool him off, and everybody else is there, and it's like they're just looking, and then Endeavor's just standing there like, what the like I did this. Like he finally realized like, oh my goodness, this is literally what I did, and then he's just saying sorry to everyone, and then it was a good moment. I was like, okay. Endeavor, you got me, bro. You got me. All right. That was peak. That was probably my favorite moment in the season, if I'm being honest. So now it's like, okay, he's going crazy. Like, they can't really stop him at this point. They couldn't even stop him this whole season. They're kind of just stalling, but they're playing with their lives, right? He got his quirk back, basically. I don't know what happened with Aizo. I already forgot. But it's so crazy. Like, if he touches the ground, it's over, right? His quirk is going to destroy everything. So boom, Deku pulls up. He sees Bakugo on the floor. He is about to go crazy. I was like, yes, let me see this. Let me see what he's about to do. And then the Million pulled up. He's like, okay, now hold on. There's something, and now we can't do this and stuff like that. And then he calms down. And then Lemillion kind of did some talk no jutsu earlier, talking about, oh, you never had friends. I'm like, okay, where did that come from? What do you mean you must have never had friends? Like, you just roasted him for no reason? And that actually hurt Shigaraki inside, but because he didn't actually have friends. But it was a weird thing to say in that moment from Lemillion. I'm not questioning Shigaraki's response, right? His response makes perfect sense, right? It was Lemillion bringing up that he had no friends was so random. It was so random. Like, bro, I'm about to die. You're about to die. I mean, Lemillion, okay, never mind. I can't really question anything Lemillion did because we saw what he did to survive. So anything with Lemillion is random at this point. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I did not really care about the spinner, the fake ass stain dude. Like, I understand, like, bro, at this point in the season, they should have put this at the start of the season, bro. Because I don't really care right now about, like, respectfully, bro. We got All For One, we got Shigaraki, and then they're saying some deep stuff in those episodes, if I'm being honest. I mean, some people need to actually watch that and be like, oh, I should like that in real life. But anyway, we get the Toga stuff and Uravity. I feel like that there was one episode where she stabbed Uravity, and that was a good episode, but the one after that where they kind of did too much, in my opinion. They just did too much, kind of dragged it a little bit too long. And then we see All For One, right? So All For One is already on his way, trying to get to Shigaraki. This dude, All Might, pulled up. I said, no way he's about to do what I think he's about to do. I thought he was about to die for sure. Like, he's literally just standing, waiting for him, bro. He's waiting like he got his powers. That's so fire, bro. You have no powers, but I'm about to stand on this. Like, I'm not about to just sit back and watch everybody else fight. I'm about to do nothing. He pulls up with like this mecha suit. And this was so fire because All For One was flying, right? He's flying towards Shigaraki, getting younger as well. And he immediately stops because he notices All Might. Oh, they both knew what it was. They didn't even say nothing, bro. He just transforms and they go to the fight. And then the episode cuts off. The season is over. Like, okay, hold on. Let me predict some deaths, right? I think Dark Shadow's probably dead. Hawks is for sure dead. Hawks or Endeavor has gotta die. One of them gotta die. Lemillion, maybe just because of the memes and stuff. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like those two characters probably gonna die. Maybe Mount Lady. She was actually, I didn't even mention Mirko. Mirko was going in, she was fighting with one like leg and one arm. She was keeping up with Shigaraki, like she was trying her best. And like he was like, bro, can you just move, bro? And she kept, bro, that's crazy. People have died for way less, by the way, like with one arm and one leg, that's crazy. That's like, yeah, she deserves so much respect for that. Either she's dying or Mount Lady is dying. I think those are like my 4 picks, right? So Hawks, Endeavor, I don't know, one of those two. Lemillion maybe just for the vibes, and then Mount Lady or Mirko.